relationships.
Let me ask you a question. If I put your dream man in front of you, and again, this is assuming everything else. Let's say, would you want him to be confident?
Yeah.
Would you want him to be stronger than you?
Not necessarily.
You want a guy that's weaker than you physically?
Damn.
Not weaker, but
that by default he would be stronger. If he's not weaker, it's either he's equal to you or he's stronger. Which one do you prefer?
I don't prefer. He comes as he comes. I'm not going and looking for a guy.
Again, I'm describing your ideal man. Would you want a man that is physically stronger than you or weaker? Preferably.
Maybe stronger, yeah.
Okay. Would you want him to be taller than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want him to make preferably more money than you?
Not necessarily, no.
You'll take a man that makes less than you?
Any day. I mean,
realistically speaking?
Yeah, realistically speaking,
Okay.
if you're humble, if you're down to earth type of person, that does it for me.
Would you want a guy that's more competent than you are, has more experience, able to have some direction?
No, we could experience things together.
But him coming into a relationship and you coming into a relationship, would you want him to be more experienced than yourself?
Not really.
No.
No, I would love to live this life together with you, right? And go and make memories.
Fantastic.
Not a lot of girls relate to this.
And that's
this
fine. But
is
here's
my
the thing.
right?
On a couple of the metrics I asked, the guy is still better than you and or superior to you in some degree. So my thing is, if you want a partner that's superior to you in a lot of traits, how can you demand equality? It doesn't make sense.
Demand equality in which sense?
Within the confinements of a relationship. We're not talking about human rights anymore. You kept trying to equate human rights to the relationship dynamic. We understand, I would argue in the United States and the West in general, women have more rights and privileges than men do by far.
Yeah.
So women have already overcorrected for equality in the West. But when it comes into a relationship, equality doesn't work. There has to be one leader. There has to be one decision maker. There has to be a president. There has to be a CEO. No company that actually is successful, that is very profitable, has, multiple CEOs. There's one final decision maker. There might be a board. He might take his vice president's thoughts and take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, there's got to be one leader. And what we're saying is that leader needs to be a man every single time for the relationship to work. Women are not capable of leading men within the confinements of a relationship. It makes them resentful, angry, frustrated, and bitter. And at some point, they're going to lose respect and want to leave that man. Women want a leader.
Leader is good, right? But
so if I'm a leader, I am by default not equal to you.
Okay, you made a point, but also no, this is.
I understand what you're saying. I think what you're saying is coming from a good place. You are really viewing it from the Disney fairy tale soulmate point of view, which is good. Like, you're looking for energy and you look at someone's character. But the bottom line is those relationships pretty much always fail because somebody needs to lead and somebody needs to follow. And if you approach it with this equal mentality, then you're going to get upset. You're going to be expecting something from me, and you're going to be mad. You don't know why, and the reason is I'm supposed to take that masculine role. I know that I've been in that relationship before. It doesn't work out long term, and it's nice. It's all lovey-dovey, but eventually you need somebody to take charge.
Yeah, we get what you're saying. Mulan, this is not Disney.
Yeah, this is not Disney, and this is real life to a lot of women out there, when you guys are amazing. Like, for you, it's like, hey, I want to be a leader. Let me take in charge. Let me do the money wise or whatever, right? But out there in the world, there are relationships that is not just like men is saying, I will do this for you. There are women getting abused because the men think they're the leader, and this is the relationship, like actual relationship out there in the world.
And I would argue that's their choice, though.
That's not their choice. Some women are forced to be married to a man. When they try to go back home,
we're talking about the West right now.
The West, yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about these other places, then that sucks. I get it.
All right.
But we're talking about the West. So women have 100% control of the sexual marketplace in today's day and age. Women have all the power
in the West.
Yes.
So this whole data is just for the West. We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about those poorer countries.
No, not poor country. It's actually happening to a lot of women. And if you get a job opportunity, career out there, it's not for the West women.
It's typically in poor countries because the poorer the country, the worse the economy, the more people regress back to their natural state / gender norms. That's just how it is. You go in a poor country, the men tend to be more manly, the women tend to be more feminine, because at that point, people need to revert back to their natural instincts of how they operate. It's only in the West where the women can actually operate and be, feminists and masculine, etc. Like, that doesn't work in poorer countries.
Yeah.
Feminist has like the whole agenda we can go on and on about. West has done a lot of good work for women out here.
No.
Oh, come on. Like for us to even be at this table and have this conversation with the guys in the same room, this is blessing. A lot of people don't understand that.
Well, feminists wouldn't want this conversation. That was the point.
They hate this conversation.
As a matter of fact, feminism is the big reason why this podcast is so popular, because rarely do men tell women the truth about how things really work.
This podcast would not be successful if women made sense.
I think what she meant is
women does make sense.
I think what she meant about that is because of the feminist movement, like having a discussion in a room of men that wasn't allowed. And obviously feminism is about women making their own choice. While the feminists we're referring to don't like the podcast, what she's meaning is that it's a blessing that women can be in the room.
They should be in the same room. But the reason that the show can have girls on 3 nights a week is because feminism has gone too far, and so many girls need to be told
in what
facts.
sense would you say it has gone too far?
Because
fake feminism.
Feminism is not necessary anymore. They talk about the wage gap. They talk about how there's no equal rights. There's completely equal rights. They talk about abortion. They talk about all these girls want to be girl bosses.
Radical feminism. We'll clarify. Like
they want to be in charge when there should be a leader and there should be a follower in the relationship. There's this idea. All the feminists believe that they're oppressed in the West when that's just not the case whatsoever.
And you feel like the leader should always be a man.
I don't feel like that's just how the world works.